Christmas Eve is supposed to be a time of joy and warmth, spent safely indoors with family, away from the biting cold outside. But what happens when something sinister lurks just beyond the glow of your holiday lights? Watching, waiting, plotting. Tonight, I'll share my chilling encounter with a skinwalker, an experience that transformed a peaceful Christmas Eve into a terrifying fight for survival. Before we begin, if you enjoy true, scary stories like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss another nightmare. Now, dim your lights, settle in, and prepare yourself, because this tale will linger with you long after the holidays are past. It was Christmas Eve, and a heavy snowfall blanketed our remote family cabin deep in the forests of northern Arizona. The closest neighbour was miles away, and the dense woods surrounding us had always felt peaceful. But tonight, it felt different. It was colder, quieter, almost as if the forest was holding its breath. My family was gathered in the living room, sitting around the roaring fireplace, sharing laughter and stories. After dinner, while everyone else drifted off to sleep, I stayed awake to enjoy the stillness of the cabin, sipping hot chocolate and staring out of the window at the softly falling snow illuminated by the moonlight. It was then, just past midnight, that I first heard it, a faint, scratching noise outside, near the window facing the woods. I glanced over, expecting to see a stray branch brushing against the glass, but what I saw made my blood run cold. A shadowy figure, tall and thin, stood just at the edge of the tree line. It was motionless, almost blending into the trees, but I felt its eyes on me, watching. I rubbed my eyes, convinced it was a trick of the darkness, and when I looked again, it was gone. I tried to laugh it off, attributing it to my imagination, but the unease stayed with me. Minutes passed, and as I settled back into the couch near the fireplace, the scratching came again, louder this time, accompanied by what sounded like soft whispers carried by the wind. A cold shiver raced down my spine. The whispers were unintelligible, but distinctly human-like. Cautionally, I stepped onto the porch, my flashlight casting a trembling beam across the snowy landscape. Is someone there?" I called out, my voice barely above a whisper. Silence. Only the creaking of the branches and the soft crunch of snow beneath my boots filled the night. But then, a voice, clear and unsettling familiar, called my name from deep within the forest. "Help me, please," it begged, sounding exactly like my younger brother, who was safely asleep upstairs. My heart pounding, I turned to look back at the cabin. All the lights were off. Except for the soft glow of the fire inside, it couldn't have been him. Fear battled curiosity as I stepped cautiously towards the tree line, drawn by my eerie mimicry of my brother's voice. Every instinct screamed at me to turn back, but my feet moved as if compelled by an unseen voice. The snow crunched beneath my boots, and the whispers grew louder, morphing into laughter, taunting and sinister. Just as panic began to seize me, something darted between the trees. It was a twisted, unnatural form. It was moving faster than any animal I've seen. "Who's there?" I shouted. My voice was trembling. The laughter abruptly stopped, replaced by silence so profound it hurt my ears. Then, slowly emerging from the darkness, was the figure, a grotesque imitation of a human, gaunt with limbs unnaturally elongated, its eyes glowing faintly red in the moonlight. My mind raced through memories of stories told by the elders in my community, legends of skinwalkers, creatures that could imitate human voices, shapes and behaviours, but I always dismissed them as myths, bedtime tales meant to scare children. And now, facing this nightmare, disbelief turned into raw terror. The creature stepped closer, its eyes reflecting an eerie yellow glow, its movements jerky, unnatural. My instinct screamed to run, but my legs, they were frozen into place, trapped in horror. Then it spoke again, mimicking my mother's comforting voice, twisted into something cruel and mocking. "Come closer," it groaned, stretching out its grotesque limbs, its face obscured in shadows but my eyes glinting in the moonlight. Every fibre in my body, it screamed to me to flee, and as I turned to sprint back towards the cabin, I could hear it chasing after me, its footsteps eerily silent, yet the whispers echoed loudly, circling me, taunting me, promising it would follow me wherever I went. I burst through the cabin door, locking it behind me, gasping for air, my body shaking uncontrollably. Everyone was awake now, startled by my frantic entrance. I struggled to explain, my words tumbling out in panicked breaths, and no one believed me. Well, not fully, at least. We sat through the night in silence, none of us sleeping, all senses heightened, waiting for sunrise. The forest outside stayed quiet, but we knew, we could feel, that something watched from the shadows, waiting for another chance. And when dawn finally broke, we found footprints circling our cabin, bare, human-shaped prints that shifted mid-step into something monstrous and inhuman. It was a chilling confirmation of my encounter. The Skinwalker had been real, and it had marked us. Since that Christmas Eve, we never spent another holiday at that cabin, but even now, years later, I can still hear the whispers, still feel the eyes watching me from the darkness. It was a chilling reminder that some legends are best left undisturbed. That Christmas Eve forever changed how I viewed the holidays. Now, every winter night, I can't help but remember those whispering voices and the haunting glow of the eyes hidden in the dark. Some legends aren't just stories, they're warnings. So next time you're enjoying the warmth of your family gathering, just remember, something might be watching from the shadows, waiting patiently to make itself known. If you enjoyed this chilling tale, hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments below, and let me know if you've ever had an encounter you can't explain. Don't forget to subscribe for more true scary stories, and until next time, stay safe, stay alert, and always beware of what's hiding in the darkness. Good night.